Tonight on Q2, an elderly woman taken from her care home, but was it kidnapping?
Legally, I understand they can't restrict visitors, and that's 100% what's happening right now.
The woman at the center of this long-running saga is now facing felony charges despite claiming she did nothing wrong. Plus a gun theft attempt in broad daylight and a bold move to stop it.
He was perfectly calm about the whole situation, which was scary.
Good Samaritans jump into action before things turn dangerous. And a glowing tradition returns to Billings. Crow teepees now stand proudly across the city, honoring culture, community, and ceremony. The MTN 530 News starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Andrea Lutz. A major twist in a case of suspected elderly kidnapping. Federal charges are now filed right here in Billings. It all started last Monday when Lorraine Donnelly took her mother, Donna Prescott, from a West End rehabilitation center. The very next day, both women told Q2 it wasn't a kidnapping and claimed to have the paperwork to prove it. But as our Matt Carmack reports, the Yellowstone County attorney sees it differently.
Lorraine Donnelly is in the process of being extradited from South Dakota to Montana based on those charges. In the charging documents from Yellowstone County Attorney Scott Twido, it questions some of the testimony Lorraine said happened during that alleged kidnapping.
I feel safe and loved and cared for.
That was Donna Prescott just one short week ago. At that time, the 76-year-old was missing, with police calling her a suspected kidnapping victim, presumably taken by her daughter, Tamma Lorraine.
Legally, I understand they can't restrict visitors, and that's 100% what's happening right now.
Lorraine had previously contacted me, claiming she wasn't allowed to visit with her mom at Aspen Meadows. So when I learned she was missing, I gave her a call and found out the two were in South Dakota, a detail we passed along to Billings PD. Lorraine was adamant her mom was not kidnapped.
Now my life is on hold, and I can't go back home to work until I can get some family time with my mom.
However, Yellowstone County District Attorney Scott Twido sees it much differently.
That information comes from the investigation that's presented to my office.
Lorraine is now behind bars charged with custodial interference. Her mom soon to be returned to Aspen Meadows.
Yesterday, she was in a hospital facility in South Dakota, and there was caregivers from this community who were going to be sent to go get her.
Charging documents spell out what police say happened. They say Donna, who has dementia, lacked the capacity to make medical and financial decisions for herself. And it was not her children, but rather her 90-year-old aunt, identified here as MD, who was the power of attorney with legal permission and custody over Donna. The documents also say that Lorraine and her brother took Donna from the home after pressuring MD, refusing to leave her home until she, quote, gave them permission to visit Donna. MD reported she was in fear of physical harm. As a result, Lorraine is now facing felony charges for custodial interference.
Basically, what it means is someone without lawful authority interferes with somebody who has lawful authority over a person, such as a child or a person who's been deemed mentally incompetent.
Lorraine continues to insist she was granted power of attorney before taking her mom.
So there are questions surrounding that, but I have to defer to the charging document.
Once Donnelly is extradited to Montana, she will appear in front of a district judge to address the charge, which has a punishment of up to 10 years in prison, a fine of up to $50,000, or both. In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
Another twist in the future of the crime-ridden Colonial apartment. City leaders say the case, through code enforcement, will move forward in district court despite the recent death of the owner, John Skaggy. City leaders say Skaggy's estate will now be substituted in his place as the defendant, a process that could cause delays as a representative is identified. The city of Billings is suing to force repairs or demolition of that building, citing ongoing code violations and hundreds of police calls. Skaggy's legal team maintains the property provides essential low-income housing. A jury trial is still set for January. Opponents of a voter-approved measure to enshrine abortion rights in the Montana Constitution are seeking to block it from taking effect. However, it's not based on its content, rather the way the state handles proposed amendments. The Montana Family Foundation is asking the Montana Supreme Court to step in before Constitutional Initiative 128 takes effect July 1st. The plaintiffs argue the state constitution requires the entire text to be printed on the ballot, not just a summary. They say Montanans who didn't receive voter information pamphlets could not look it over before voting. Voters approved the measure last November with 58% of the vote. Imagine this, you're shopping at Walmart when someone smashes open a gun case and reaches for a weapon. It's exactly what a father and son from Billings witnessed, and in that split second, they made a choice to act. Their brave intervention may have stopped a dangerous situation. Our Hannah Pettiferi has the story and how their quick thinking made all the difference.
Right place, right time.
It all began just like any other trip to Walmart.
This isn't happening.
Jeremy and Michael Miller were busy shopping for fishing gear when they heard something that didn't quite sound right.
At first, I thought it was an employee like slamming pallets, because that's what it sounded like, was just like bam, bam.
But it wasn't an employee slamming a pallet.
Everything about this was wrong.
The men say they witnessed another customer attempting to steal a gun from the gun case.
The guy hops over the counter where the knives are, takes the tire iron thing, smashes the glass. Glass goes flying, hits my dad in the face.
He says things escalated from there as glass littered the floor.
So when he broke the glass, he actually reached for that hunting rifle, and that's when I stopped the whole thing.
Michael Miller sprang into action, slamming the thief with his body, blocking the counter. He asked his son to grab some zip ties to tie the man up until the cops arrived.
I locked him up, detained him. The first thing they did is they cuffed him and took him out.
Billings police have not charged the man or released his name, as they say he was suffering a mental health episode.
As for Walmart,
we also reached out to them and were directed to this media inquiry form, where we asked about Walmart's response and whether protocols were followed by employees at the store.
now, days after those scary moments, this father and son are reflecting upon how differently this could have ended.
I think if my dad and me weren't there, like, there could have been some serious damage, collateral damage to happen, you know.
Potential violence averted, all because of a vigilant son and his father, who didn't think twice about jumping into action.
Some days he can't hardly walk, and to see him do something like that was pretty cool.
I think we just did whatever needed to be done.
In Billings, Hannah Pettiferi, MTN News.
Our Hannah visited Walmart today and says all of the guns have been removed from the case and the floor area. It's now securely in the back of the store. Of course, another hot day here in Billings. Temperatures rising near 90 degrees. Well, not only are thunderstorms developing, but strong winds, heavy rain and hail are all possible. With the first look at our weather tonight, here's Chief Meteorologist Ed McIntosh.
Overall, temperatures are cooler than they were compared to yesterday, but what's higher are the dew points, the amount of moisture that's available in the air. And you can see those plus signs at 14 degrees higher in the dew point today for Sheridan than at the same time yesterday. That means more moisture. That means better fuel to bring in showers, thunderstorms, some strong to severe. And you can notice that under the southwesterly flow, we'll continue to see those dew points increase as we get into tonight. That's already resulting in some shower and thunderstorm activity. The orange flickers show you where we have quite a bit of thunder and lightning off in central and western Montana and through portions of northern Wyoming. That active picture will continue tonight and through the weekend. Forecast details coming up.
A permanent place to remember and honor fallen Wyoming police officer Nevada Krinke is now ready for the public to use. Krinke Park was officially dedicated this afternoon, remembering the former Bozeman High School grad who lost his life in the line of duty. The city of Sheridan first announced plans for that park in April after acquiring the property. Of course, Krinke was shot to death in February of 2024 while serving a trespass warning. The Billings night skies will have a little extra light this week as 4 teepees lighting up Four Dances recreation area. The teepees honor the past and present of the Crow tribe for a special commemoration. Our Vanessa Willardson takes us there and shows us how.
Everyone that's here is on Crow country and Apsalogat country, that this is our land.
If you visit the Four Dances recreation area, you will notice white teepees lining the rims.
Crow Tribal Health Director Leanne Bruised-Head said that's because the tribe is working with the Rocky Mountain Tribal Leaders Council to celebrate the programs that honor its heritage.
We're trying to decolonize some of the language and how we describe our services and making it a more positive approach to providing care.
The Tribal Health Improvement Program aims to make sure members can still access tribal healing practices to address chronic disease, mental health, and substance abuse. While the Crow tribe is ensuring its culture lives on in the future, the tribe is also honoring its past.
They're commemorating 4 dances, a Crow Nation leader who fasted in the area right next to where I'm standing.
4 dances stayed here for 4 days, never had water, never had food.
The tribe member who initiated the event, Jim Realbird, still speaks the Crow language. For him, this event is a spiritual experience. Like 4 dances, Realbird is fasting too. And for him, that means connecting with nature as well.
I've been standing in the sun since this morning pretty early. And I'm not shading up yet because this is only half of a day now.
The teepees will light up at night through Friday. If you would like to see them, you can visit the 4 Dances Trail or view them from Interstate 90. In Billings, Vanessa Willardson, MTN News.